Alela Artful Provocateur is the most versatile commander that I run. You could do literally anything with her. Here's all of the ways that you can build Alela. Just think of all of the possibilities of how you could build Alela, and you probably can. Every Alela deck I've gone against has been different, mysterious, and a blast. Her abilities are Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink. She gives other creatures with Flying a small buff of +1/+0, and whenever you cast an artifact or enchantment spell, create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with Flying. These abilities, paired with a color identity of Esper, leads to an endless stream of possibilities. Personally, I went with Enchantress and Artifact good stuff because I enjoy it. And honestly, this deck is ever-changing, as I find new cards I enjoy and as I playtest her. She's versatile and flexible, which is one of the reasons I love her. Before I begin, tell me in the comments below, what's your favorite enchantment or artifact that you run in your Alela deck? And how did you choose to build yours? First of all, we have creatures. Most of these 15 support Alela's abilities. These creatures buff my army in some way. These creatures trigger Alela and give me other benefits, like Daxos, which gains me life every time a creature enters. Endearing Curiosity has the added bonus of lots of card draw. Roaming Throne is insane when added to my win condition, more on that later. These creatures support the board in other ways. Grand Abolisher's great protection, Warden and Watcher both make flyers less expensive, Spellstarter Sprite is a great way to counter spells, and what Enchantress Shenanigans deck is complete without my pet enchantment deck card, Archon of Sun's Grace. For sorceries and instants, we have your standard removal, tutors, and counters you'd expect in a higher power game of Commander. My board wipes, my targeted removal, my counter, my tutors, and other support. My land base is pretty optimized and is the most expensive part of my deck. She can function without these cards, but I like having them as they are a part of my collection already. I have a total of 36 lands. I run all the relevant duels and pair those with lands I can dig for them, along with the matching shock lands and some more niche lands like Ijanjo Castle, which would allow me to prevent damage to a legendary creature if need be. For enchantments, I try to keep the CMC below 5 to allow for multiple casts per turn. I run 19. For 1 mana cost cards, we have Curiosity, Land Tax, which saves my life most games if I manage to snag it early on, Mystic Remora, and Sentinel's Eyes. For 2 mana cost cards, we have All That Glitters, which compounds for each enchantment and/or artifact I control. Bitter Blossom, which when paired with Daxos or Cathar's Crusade has no downsides. Intangible Virtue, Kasmina's Transmutation for any problematic creatures. Luminarch Ascension, which is fantastic for early game. And Mire's Grasp. For 3 mana cost cards, we've got Banishing Light, Ghostly Prison for some light stacks, Nahiri's Binding, and Traveler's Cloak for that sweet, sweet land walk. 4 mana cost cards, we have Court of Grace and Smothering Tithe. 5 mana cost cards were chosen very carefully. Each has a specific purpose. Divine Visitation allows each token to be angels. Kindred Discovery draws me cards whenever fairies, or if I cast it later game, angels enter the battlefield. But the most important enchantment I run is a part of my win condition, Cathar's Crusade. A 5 mana cost enchantment that puts a +1/+1 on each creature I control each time a creature enters the battlefield. It's broken once you start casting multiple enchantments or artifacts per turn. You can very quickly create an army. When paired with Panharmonicon or Roaming Throne, even if it's removed after 1 turn, you've still gotten a lot of value on the board. Artifacts are much the same. I try to keep the CMC low to keep value high. Each artifact serves a purpose. I run 14. I run a Mox Diamond because why not? I have it in my collection, and it's a great way to get bodies on the field at 0 cost. For 1 mana cost, Sensei's Divining Top has a lot of value for Alela. Not only do I get a fairy off that first cast, but I can look at the top 3 cards of my library and put them back in any order. Then I can tap it to draw a card and put it at the top. With any of my draw cards on the field, this can quickly become a great way to not only get bodies on the field, but also filter through my deck and find more cards to trigger Alela with. Shadow Spear is my pet artifact. I run in every deck. Skull Clamp allows for a card draw. Soul Ring, because of course, and Witching Well. Then for 2 mana cost, we've got Arcane Signet for some extra mana, and Lightning Graves for protection. For 3 mana cost, we have Chromatic Lantern for mana fixing, Patchwork Banner for the buff and extra mana, Spear of Helioid for the buff and threat of targeted removal, and Whisper Silk Cloak for the protection. For 4 mana cost, we have Nev's Disc for threats as a political piece and also as removal bait. Then last but certainly not least, Panharmonicon, which enables my win con to be even more powerful. If a creature entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, it triggers an additional time. So each time a fairy enters the field, triggers Cathar's Crusade, I get 2+1/+1 counters. The way I've built Alela interacts with my opponents, creates an army, and weaves synergy with each cast. She's really a ton of fun to play and play against. Have you ever played against an Alela or built her? Let me know your favorite story in the comments below. Bye for now, see y'all next Saturday for some more EDH shenanigans.